I have always been proud to be an exemplary spouse. Since the day of our engagement, I have taken full responsibility for all our financial matters, the duty of a true gentleman. I appreciated and cherished her, doing the right thing by her in every way. Then came the moment when I carefully planned a vacation for my dear Mila. After much thought, we settled on Spain as our destination. It was highly recommended, and indeed, it boasted a breathtaking coastline and quaint villages that truly embody the spirit of this place. Mila decided to take her friend with her, and they set off together. To pay for this 2-week vacation, I took out a loan and even paid extra, using these funds specifically to taste the local wine. Don't forget to bring at least 3 bottles with you, I instructed half-jokingly, but bring more if you can, after all. The wine here is famous not only for being alcoholic. Whatever you wish, my darling, she replied with a smile. I'll pick out nothing but the finest. Waving goodbye, Mela and her companion embarked on their well-deserved holiday. Returning from the station with my buddy's husband, I floated the idea of celebrating. But being the no-nonsense military man he is, he politely declined. We exchanged perfunctory farewells and went our separate ways. During the entire break, Mela kept me updated with photos, mostly snapshots of stunning scenery and impressive architecture. It's heartbreakingly sad you're not here, my wife captioned her photos. I was eagerly anticipating her return, so much so that I decided to spring a surprise of my own, a brand new coffee table for the apartment. Turns out, my wife had a surprise waiting for me as well. However, as I gathered, spilling the beans wasn't on anyone's agenda, and well, truth be told, our surprise didn't exactly fill me with joy. Time zipped past, and there I was, waiting for my beloved at the train station. Her skin, now kissed by the sun, glowed with a radiant tan as she disembarked the train alongside her friend, both brimming with joy and energy. They eagerly shared tales of their delightful stay, each trying to outdo the other with anecdotes of the beauty and charm of their vacation spot. They were adamant about returning next year to the same location, praising its ideal setting. Everything one could wish for was within arm's reach, not to mention it was just a hop away from the sea, with the views and the terrace being absolutely breathtaking. Their conviction was strong. There was no better place to be. I just nodded and made a mental note to arrange for Mila to visit next time. Little did I realize that her interests extended beyond mere scenic terraces and convenient bus stops. She had found allure in more than just the location, specifically someone there. We nodded respectfully to my friend and her other half before returning to the house. Well, how do you like my wine? I asked impatiently, barely able to contain my excitement. Your wine is just great, he replied. I'm snuggled up like a bug in a rug in the trunk, in a big suitcase, and I'm looking forward to your verdict. I was excited and burning with impatience. As soon as we entered, Mila went straight to the toilet, leaving me to sort out the suitcase and open the bottle. I unzipped the suitcase and began to take out 4 bottles, each of which was securely wrapped in a different fabric. 2 were wrapped in bath towels, another in a silk scarf, and the last in a sports jacket. I took them out one by one, examining each one with the eye of a connoisseur. At one moment, an unexpected delight greeted me. A pile of cash tumbled from the pocket of a sporty blazer. Normally, I might have brushed it off, but what really struck me was the sheer volume. Sure, after a night out, a few coins often linger, but this was something else entirely. I began counting and nearly choked in disbelief. It was nearly the same sum I had handed to Mila a fortnight ago. It felt like I hadn't spent a dime since then. My only expense seemed to have been that delightful bottle of wine. They spent 2 weeks abroad. Anyway, he put the money back in his pocket, carefully sealed it, took out a bottle of wine and took a sip, trying to drive away gloomy thoughts. The next day at work, I couldn't think about any one thing for a long time. This image of money flowing through my fingers stuck in my head. Unable to calm down, I decided to search the internet for the hotel where my wife was staying and look through the reviews. The owner of the hotel was quite active on the social network. I found a lot of pictures from a variety of angles, which depict different guests, but the most recent album was mainly dedicated to my wife, Mela, and her companion. In every snapshot, the man embraces both women, set against a variety of scenes, though most frequently you'll find them posed in front of nightclub tables. The captions with these images resonate with boldness. My visitors must relish their holiday as I tour them around notable landmarks. Having good company is indeed a pleasure for any host, yet there I was, breaking a sweat. This was particularly true after recalling Mela's comment that their outings were limited to the beach and sightseeing tours. Do more words need to be said? Absolutely. I reached out to my wife's friend, requesting a catch-up under the pretense of forgetting to pass along something to her husband. All the while, I was ready to confront her with those telling photographs from social media. She couldn't hide the truth for long, considering that I took advantage of the threat to blab to her husband, who, by the way, is known for his strictness. It turns out that my beloved was not just having fun with a friend, but spent days and nights with a certain Spaniard. Accordingly, he did not charge her a cent for either transportation or accommodation. Obviously, she had paid him quite a generous compensation. Having no other choice, I kicked Mela out of our house. I can't stand the sight of her anymore, no matter how hard I've worked for her well-being, and she goes and commits such a betrayal towards me. Moreover, who knows if this was an isolated incident, or if she got into the habit of doing such antics year after year. After that ordeal, I found myself wide awake through the night, unable to catch even a wink of sleep. Yet, it did give me ample opportunity to post a few reviews on the website of that boutique hotel. I kept my account strictly honest, offering a transparent recounting of events. In a rather candid note, I urged other husbands to keep close to their wives during their stay, lest they end up surprised by an unexpected, swarthy little newcomer in the following year.